So this is a whole breakdown video of how I play in Grimmsnarl and Ascended Heroes. So I have the video, the short, explaining the whole deck, or has the whole deck listed in it. If you guys want to go watch that. But there is Ascended Heroes cards in this, but luckily on March 6th it's legal to play. There are some regulation G's in here, so yeah. But this is basically my Grimmsnarl. This is like the Grimmsnarl deck I've always been playing, except there is like Ascended Heroes cards. So of course we're playing the Grimmsnarl. For people who don't know, Shadow Bullet. I think I actually want to go over why Grimmsnarl is pretty good. I think I'll start with that. So people who don't know, I have a picture of it right here, somewhere on the screen. It says it's a move for 2 colorless. It's called Shadow Bullet and does 180. Stack also does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So of course we already know if we're playing with this, we're playing a spread deck most likely. But take a look at Dragapult that exists. Very good deck too, but it's better basically because you can go into Ogerpon, does more damage and does damage counters. So no luck prevents damage counters. But the reason why Grimmsnarl is so good, and even in Japan, it's still an A-tier deck because, I mean, even since Gardevoir's gone. The reason why that is, and part of it is because its ability has a very powerful ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during turn, you may search your deck for up to 5 basic dark energies and attach them to your Marnie's Pokemon any way you like. So, which means we can, from one ability, we can power up 2 Grimmsnarls, and then another card that this deck takes like a lot of advantage of is Monkey Dory. Meaning, if we play an energy switch, I do. With the one ability, we can power up 2 Grimmsnarls and 1 Monkey Dory. Or this deck that I have plays 3 Monkey Dories. Meaning, if we have 3 Monkey Dories and 3 energy switches, we are able to power up 1 Grimmsnarl and 3 Monkey Dories, which turns out 180 into a possible 270 and 30 damage to the bench, or it's a 180 and then 120 damage to the bench. So this deck takes advantage of it. Another card this deck takes advantage of is the engine. So for people who don't know, there is Monkey Dory Frostlass deck going around. It's this one right here. Freezing Shroud Frostlass from Twilight Masquerade. It says during your opponent's Pokemon checkup, put 1 damage counter on each Pokemon that has an ability. Both yours and opponents except any Frostlass. So we set our Frostlass from that. So it does damage to our Grimmsnarl. And by the way, Grimmsnarl is 320, so it's not bulky. It can easily be knocked out within 2 turns if we have Frostlass out. But the reason why Frostlass works so well is because we might be going against mill decks, which means if we might go against a deck that doesn't attack. Meaning we need to have some way of getting damage on our side of the board, so we can use Monkey Dory's ability to move that damage anywhere we want. So Frostlass really helps that. And it's been this way for a while, actually. Ever since Grimmsnarl came out, Grimmsnarl has been a very good card, and it's used all these cards, which these cards alone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cards alone. Most Grimmsnarl decks play roughly around 18 to 20 Pokemon, sometimes even 21, which isn't bad. The only problem is, the one problem Grimmsnarl decks always run into is draw support. And in fact, in this deck, the only draw Pokemon I play is Pheasantipity, which can easily be knocked out, and also only works if they were knocked out by damage. But this deck works really well, mainly because of its ability. Because since we already play Dark Energies, we can just throw on a bunch of Monkey Dories. I think some decks can play 4 Monkey Dories. Then a couple other cards to help with this. We have Budget and Yveltal for stalling, because even it's very easy if you have a fairly good hand. It's very easy to get Grimmsnarl out turn 2, but if you don't, these two are really good for stalling. Since it's a spread deck, we're playing a lot of switching, like a lot of gusting cards, so Yveltal can work. If we can't get Yveltal out, Buddy is a very easy card thanks to Buddy. It's also a very powerful card. It item locks our opponent, so it shuts them off from playing any items. And Iron Bundle is also one of the switching cards. So if they only have a bench Pokemon 1 and they aren't using it, we can Iron Bundle and then probably play Yveltal or Budew to prevent any switching like that. 2 more cards that are usually always in Grimmsnarl is Blood Moon for late game, because that 180 just won't work late game. So 240, very good. Even if all our Grimmsnarls are gone, we can just put 1 energy on Ursaluna, go for 240. And then again, we say Pheasantipede. Now, one card I did add, aside from these 2 snow runs, I'm out of the 70s HPs, 70 HP ones, I added 1 copy of Mega Frostlass. Reason being, we can go for the Absolute Snow, which putting our opponent's Pokemon to sleep is very annoying for our opponents. It's actually pretty good. It's another stalling technique, but it only does 150 for 1 water and 2 colors. But its first attack's very overpowered. For people who don't know, I have it right here. For 1 water, it does 50 times. This attack does 50 damage for each card in your opponent's hand. So it's very good late game, and it could be also really good for early game. It could also be really good for Alakazam matchups. Which, I mean, it might not be that good because people play 0-6 to lower the damage output. But let's say they have, I don't know, Pheasantipede, and our Grimmsnarl just can't knock it out, or we have nothing else that can knock it out. We can just throw out Mega Frostlass, and if they have 3 or more energies in their hand, or if we have access to at least 10 damage from one of our Monkey Dories, they only need 2 cards in their hand for us to knock it out. So that's all the Pokemon. I play a lot of copies of 2 cards in this deck. It's like I play 8 supporters, and it's just 2 copies of each of them. Like I played 2 Arven, 2 Boss, 2 Iona, which I'm actually switching out for Judge, and then 2 Lilies. Now Professor's Research isn't in here because I think Lilies is better. In Grimmsnarl, you want to keep all your cards because I mean sometimes you might need them. But Arven, I'm going to be switching out for Petrels because we need to somehow get our secret boxes. We need to guarantee our secret boxes by turn 2 if we really want to, put up some intimidation. 2 Bossors, just because it's a low damage output, but a lot of spread damage. So if we're able to, does he have a beard? No, I thought Grimmsnarl had a beard for a second, but it's just a bunch of switching their opponent's Pokemon in and out, and do like spreading damage that way. We're also playing 2 Ionos for Disruption, then 2 Lilies. Just for Lily, I think is the best draw card right now. Mainly because you either draw 8 or you draw 6. You can actually, if you do that, you can actually pair that up with Pheasantipede, and you can either draw 11 or 9 cards, which is very good. I mean, against Mega Frostlass, it's pretty bad, but I mean, Mega Frostlass has 310, so I mean, yeah, it could be bad, but with our Pokemon that we're playing, it's always gonna be a turn, it's always gonna be like a 2-turn knockout. Items, again, I play a lot of copies of 2 counter catchers for more gusting. But yeah, here's the other thing, 2 energy switch. I think people are not going to be playing this afterward, but I think Energy Switch, for the longest time, people have been playing Energy Search, and I think Energy Switch is a lot better, because what you can do is you could save your energy for turn, right? And yes, Energy Search guarantees energy, but since Grimmsnarl is very easy to get out, I have a Monkey Dory. Let's say I evolve into Grimmsnarl, I have a Monkey Dory on the back. I put 3 energies on Grimmsnarl or on my other Marnie's Pokemon. That energy switch 1 onto another Monkey Dory. Let's say I don't know, draw onto another Monkey Dory and another energy. I can just put down another energy on Monkey Dory and have 2 Monkey Dories just set up. I think it's cool, like quite a lot better than Energy Search, but it takes a bit more prep time. But because of how Grimmsnarl plays, I don't think that prep time is pretty difficult. So yeah, we play 2 of them. We also play 2 nest balls, which I'm going to go, if I can, I'm gonna get I'm going to make 2. I'm going to change these 2 nest balls to Pokepads. Not Pokepads. Are they Pokepads? I think they are. I don't know, but it's the new one that everyone's saying is good, and it is actually pretty good. And then we're also playing 2 Night Stretchers just for recovery, because we need it in this deck. Because I mean, we play a lot of copies of 2, so. And then we have 2 rare candies. So why not? Rare candies. You always need at least 1 rare candy in a stage 2 deck, unless you're playing for Alligator Grand Tree. Otherwise, I mean, I could see you playing 1, but you don't really need them. Yeah, and then we're also playing 1 Buddy Buddy, because it's very easy to get out Buddy Buddy, because we mainly want to go second, and then we can just, Arvin for 1, or we can draw into 1 with the, different drawing supports we have. That's the one thing Grimmsnarl runs into. Draw. Grimmsnarl has no draw power. So we need our items and trainers. We need our trainers to draw. We also play 1 Super Rod for energy recovery mainly, so that way we can keep recycling Punk up, which is Grimmsnarl's ability. We also play 1 Ultra Ball. Now I see a lot of people just playing 2, but I don't see the reason why. I like to think Tim Franklin said it best. The Spikemuth Gym is actually probably the best stadium, because it works like an Ultra Ball, a Nest Ball, and just anything else except for the side effects. The only side effect is that you have to go search your deck for Marnie's Pokemon, which, I mean, we want our Marnie's Pokemon out. I always want at least 2 out, so both my Grimmsnarls out. But also at the same time, it's also good, because unless you're going against a mirror match, the stadium does nothing. And I mean, that's why I play 3 in this deck. I play 3 Spikemuth and 1 Artisan, so we can get our Monkey Dories and Donuts. And then you probably saw a Spec Seeker box. I mean, I think the only 2 A-Specs that can really work that people have played Grimmsnarl with is Unfair Stamp and Seeker Box. And Seeker Box is the best one, just because you can get set up really good. Tools, 2 TM Evolutions, just because if we can't, I don't really use TM Evolution, but I mean, in circumstances you have to, so I mean, it's really good to just be able to do that. 1 TM Devo, because it is a spread deck, and I think aside from Gardevoir, Grimmsnarl is like the only deck that plays TM Devo, which is kind of weird. I thought Dragapult played it. And then we have an Air Balloon, because unlike Dragapult, not a lot of people put Latios. I debated putting Latios in here, decided not to, mainly because I already play with 19 Pokemon in this deck, and when release comes out, when mutation happens, I already have a deck. Was it not post? Yeah, it is a post rotation. Is it? Yeah, I think it. No, I don't know what post rotation means. I gotta figure it out, but I have one where it's after rotation happens. I think Latios is in that one. Matter of fact, I think I actually played 20 Pokemon in that one. But those were the tools. For the stadiums, like I said, we're playing 3 Spikemuth. I have them sleeved, so there we go. 1 Artisan. And then for our energies, I play a pretty big number of energies. I play 11 energies. No, I play 10. I play 8 dark, 2 water, there's actually a meaning behind why I put Mega Frostlass in here. So people who play Grimmsnarl probably know that Ogerpon is probably the worst card you can go against. Mainly because you don't have anything that can go against Ogerpon. Unless you go with, I forgot his name, but he's the one that played in Zoroark and went against Mega Absol deck. He had Team Rocket's Watchtower, which shut off Blood Moon's ability to knock out Ogerpon. But you can also play here. You can also put Hero's Cape on Ogerpon, which basically throws away Blood Moon's ability. You can put Breaver's Charm on Ogerpon, and Blood Moon's damage output isn't enough. So since Mega Frostlass doesn't have an ability, it's able to go through Ogerpon's ability, and also it's very easy to knock him out. Considering, like, it's just like Fezzendipity's thing. If you have access to one damage counter, you can move it with Monkey Dory, and all your opponent needs is 2 cards in their hand, and you're already knocking out Ogerpon. It's a very good card. Mega Frostlass is able to dish out a lot of damage, especially since not a lot of decks want no cards in their hand, so you're at least doing a decent amount of damage. But I mean, yeah, the Grimmsnarl isn't the best deck. It's one of the best, probably top. It is top 8 or top 6. I think it's a very fun deck, considering how much you can do with it. Because people can play, you're able to play Mega Gengar and Marnie's Grimmsnarl. I'm playing Mega Frostlass and Marnie's Grimmsnarl. You're able to play Unfair Stamp and Secret Box. So I mean, even with all the limitations you have, due to it being a Marnie's Pokemon, basically you need all the stuff Secret Box can get you to really have a good setup. People still end up doing really good with it, even without the cards needed. Usually the decks play energy. Like the thing I do differently is I now play Mega Frostlass, but what I've always done is I've always played energy switch. Which when I think I first started playing Grimmsnarl, it was a Grimmsnarl Zoroark deck, and Zoroark because I just want to be different. And I found out with the combo of Ends PP up, you get onto Zoroark, and then you energy switch onto the Grimmsnarl. You're already, like, from 2 cards, you're already able to attack with Grimmsnarl. And then when I built the actual good Grimmsnarl deck, I realized that energy switch is a lot better than I think people think it is. Like, you're able to do a lot of stuff with energy switch. And I mean, I've always done that ever since I played this Grimmsnarl deck. But with the inclusion of Mega Frostlass, with the inclusion of Mega Frostlass, and then I think there was one more. Oh yeah, the 2 water energies, actually the 2 water energies lets Little Frostlass attack for 60, which I will say, Marnie's Morgram is just better, I think, because you already play with dark energies. But one thing you're also able to do is, if you really need to, you play with Iron Bundle. You use Iron Bundle's ability or move, which says if your dependent Pokemon's an evolution Pokemon, it can't attack your opponent's next turn. So I mean, I don't know, but I mean 80 isn't all too bad. I mean, Mega Frostlass, again, it can be very annoying with Absolute Snow. Well, all the while it's not the actual attack we're using, but it's like still the synergy I realize the synergy that Grimmsnarl has with a lot of water Pokemon now, I think it might just end up being like Frostlass is definitely, like, people say Frostlass and Grimmsnarl go together because no matter what you're playing, Monkey Dory, Grimmsnarl, but I like to think Monkey Dory and Grimmsnarl are the ones. But to complete the combo, you need Frostlass. I saw Tim Franklin try making a deck that cut Frostlass out of the picture. He got I think it was, he plays top 64, but I mean, a lot of people like Grimmsnarl. I think a couple people in that tournament, I think there's a couple placing 300, so there's a lot of people there, and so placing top 64 isn't good, but also it's definitely not bad. So I mean, you can do a lot with Grimmsnarl. But I mean, yeah, this is the Grimmsnarl deck I'll be playing. Ascended Heroes is legal, and then whenever rotation happens in April, I'll be showcasing that deck. I have a plan for Grimmsnarl. Grimmsnarl is my favorite deck, just because I've played with it a while, like for the longest time, and also just really fun. But yeah, if you guys want to try this out on TCG Live, I know I'm gonna have to build a deck list, but still, yeah, I think you guys should go try it.